All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash, giving double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Peace and salutations to the Akim, the brethren out there on the highways and byways pushing this truth in 100% sincerity. And peace and salutations to the few and sincere sisters who believe in this gospel. So I got a video clip from YouTube. I'm going to play a little part of it. As you see, the lesson is entitled, Yes, Babylon is Headed for Civil War. And apparently recently, the Biden-Harris administration has just authorized the U.S. military to kill American citizens on American soil, right? And this is basically like in light of civil unrest or, martial law or things of that nature where, I'll say this, before the U.S. military was never given the authority to kill American citizens on American soil, right? But with this new, I believe, I don't want to necessarily say it's an executive order, but we'll see in the video. But basically, in case of civil unrest, the American military has the ability to gun down and kill American citizens if need be. And this is coming in, weeks before the upcoming elections, right? So, this definitely, I believe, plays a major part in what could possibly happen depending on who wins the presidency, right? Because, ultimately, this is a situation that they're trying to set up as we, our elders and apostles always talk about order ab chaos, right? Order out of chaos, right? And these elite are trying to set up a situation to where, American citizens want to, take matters into their own hands. Things are going to get out of control. Things are going to get out of hand. And they're putting things in place so that they can push their NWO agenda, right? What these elite have to do is they have to create certain situations so that they can justify their own agendas, such as the New World Order agenda, where basically they want to they want to control every aspect of your life, where you go, what you eat, how much you eat, how far you travel, where you work, things of that nature. Every aspect of your life, these wicked elite, they want to have complete control over that. And they have to, because, you can't just push that on the American people and expect them not to revolt against that. You have to create situations that justify it in the eyes of the people, right? But also in the background, set the stage for those things to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, we're gonna watch a little bit of this YouTube video here.
The Harris-Biden administration just authorized lethal force by the military on United States citizens. Y'all, we need to pay attention to this. I was given this, it's a copy of the Department of Defense directive that was updated on September 27th. I got this about 3 weeks ago. Literally, I got this the night that the storm happened here, Hurricane Helene, and I've been just tied up trying to help as many people as I can here. And now I'm finally getting a chance to record this video. This is a terrible, terrible thing. I have the directive. Like I said, I've had it for about 3.5 weeks. And yesterday I was doing my due diligence. I read this directive, and I even reached out to some of my friends who are currently serving in the United States military in different branches at very high ranking levels. Some of them in support, some of them in SF, Special Forces, and this is legit. This is the same directive they got, and it's not good. Never before has the United States military been able to take lethal force action on American citizens in the homeland. But here we are. Why? Because they think that there will be civil unrest in, 3 weeks or 4 weeks for the election? 3 weeks. And when they tell you who they are, ladies and gentlemen, believe them. And they're telling us who they are. You know, Biden has said for years now, if you think you're going to defeat the United States military, you're going to need an F-16. Remember all that bullshit? Well, he just cleared the military to take action. Here is the DoD Directive 5240.01 that was just updated, like I said, September 27th. And it is the DoD intelligence and intelligence-related activities and defense intelligence component assistance to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities. Now, rather than just show you the one paragraph that is going to make your eyes bleed, let's see what it's applicable to, okay? This issuance applies to the Office of the Secretary of Defense, the military departments, the Office of the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Joint Staff, the combatant commands, the Office of Inspector General of the Department of Defense, the defense agencies, the Department of Defense field activities, and all other organizational entities within the Department of Defense referred to collectively in this issuance as the DoD components. Now, this issuance does not apply to activities conducted by the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency pursuant to Section 442 of Title 10 of the U.S. Code or Section 3045 of Title 50 of the U.S. Code for A, humanitarian assistance, B, disaster readiness, response, and recovery, C, maritime and aeronautical safety missions, F, table unrest. And here's the part that everybody should be aware of. This is the part a lot of people have been reaching out about in the last couple weeks here, and I have verified it. This is the one that everybody got issued, and my friends in the military have all said the same thing, that this was not accidentally included. Here it is. We go to Section 3.3, Levels of Authority. Subject to Paragraph 3.1, Defense Intelligence Components may provide personnel to assist a federal department or agency, including a federal law enforcement agency or a state or local law enforcement agency, when lives are in danger, in response to a request for such assistance in accordance with the following approval authorities. 1. The Secretary of Defense may approve any type of requested permissible assistance prescribed in paragraph 3.2. 2. The decision to approve requests for these types of permissible assistance described in paragraph 3.2 to law enforcement agencies and other civil authorities are reserved to the Secretary of Defense. A. Provision of personnel to support response efforts for civil disturbances, which may also require presidential authorization. B. DoD response to chemical, biological, radiological, nuclear, and high-yield explosive incidents. C, and this is the big one, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality, or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force that is likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. Such use of force must be in accordance with DoD, that's Department of Defense Directive 5210.56, potentially as further restricted based on the specifics of the requested support.
Right, so you heard, and you can read here too in on the video. So you heard what this document says. This document says that, you know, they have, the military has authorization to use lethal force on American citizens if necessary, right? And as you saw, or as you heard them say earlier in the video, you know, they anticipate potential civil unrest during or after the election, which, hey, Lord willing, this does happen, because that's a part of prophecy, right? So let's go here to 2nd Ezra chapter 15, starting at verse 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation," right? So this is prophesying of civil unrest, right? And this is going to take place here in Babylon the Great. Lord willing, this is the year that these things begin to happen, because we understand when these things begin to happen, the closer and closer we are to the Lord delivering us up out of here, out of Babylon the Great, right? So Lord willing, this is the time. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, it says there shall be sedition among men, right? So what the U.S. government is preparing for possible sedition among men, possible civil unrest, right? You got the movie, you know, Civil War, which I haven't seen that. I want to go see. I want to see that movie. I know it's probably, you know, it's not in theaters anymore, but I'll have to find somewhere, some platform where I can watch that movie. But you know, you remember in one of the previews where he asked you know, the guy was like, "I'm an American," and the guy said, "What type of American?" Right? You know, this place is divided. This country is divided, right? And it's going to lead to, because even the average everyday Edomite is fed up with the wicked rule of the elites of their own people, right? So this is why these things are happening. This is why this is even a possibility, because of the wicked rule of the elites, right, who are of the nation of Edom, right? You know, as the scriptures say, you know, when the wicked rule, the people should mourn, right? And this is what's happening. This is what we see. Everybody's fed up with how things have been going, with how things have been run, right? And rightfully so. And, you know, these Americans, they're ready to do something about it, right? They're ready to do something about it if they don't get, you know, what they feel that they need. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 12 and verse 1. And it says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book," right? So, you know, we're coming up on a time that has never been seen in the history of planet Earth, right? A time of trouble, which has never been seen. So you can imagine how horrible and horrific this time is going to be. Because when you look at history, man, there's been some horrific, treacherous times, you know, treacherous things that have happened throughout just world history, man, when you really get into it and you see some of the things that's happened. So how much worse is this time going to be, knowing that the scriptures prophesy of a time that's never been seen on planet Earth, right? It's a lot of stuff that's about to go down, man, right? But, you know, as the hopeful elect and those who believe in this gospel, those who believe in the truth, man, you know, we have a fortress, right? We have a protection. We've got a covering. And that covering being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, through His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, right? And that's where we need to, that's where we need to place our cares, place our troubles in, place our troubles in the Lord. That's who we lean on in these times of trouble, right? Because the Lord is going to save, as it says here. It says, and at that time, now people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book, right? So, the elect is going to be delivered. So, Lord willing, we be of the elect. But, hey, man, we ain't got nothing to worry about when we see these things. Of course, the flesh is going to step in. The flesh is going to, want to be afraid. The flesh is going to want to, be, feel a certain type of way. But when we understand that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the one that's controlling everything. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the one controlling everything from the top. So, we just got to accept that, hey, these things have been prophesied. These things are going to happen. We just endure until the end. We do our best to endure until the end, right? But that's going to take faith, right? We gotta strengthen our faith. We gotta build ourselves up in the spirit, right? That's through these scriptures, right? That's through doing the video lessons. You know what I'm saying? That's through exhorting our brethren and those of us in ministry and in this truth, man. We gotta just keep on doing what we're supposed to do. The book of Mark, chapter 13, starting at verse 19, it says, "For in those days shall be affliction, such as was not from the beginning of the creation, which the Most High created unto this time, neither shall be. And except that the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh should be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom He hath chosen, He hath shortened the days," right? So, when these things do come about, it's going to be quick, right? It's going to be those days are going to fly by, right? Now, they're going to be treacherous, and, when things are uncomfortable, things may seem like they're they could be possibly taken long, but, the Lord is going to make this time short, right? The Lord is going to shorten up these days and shorten up the times even more, right? Because, as the scriptures say, man, no flesh shall be saved, right? Because this devil is going to come down with great wrath, right? And this devil is going to look to take everything out with him, right? Especially you Israelites, right? 12 tribes, right? But we know that the 2/3 is going to go. But, this devil is really looking for those of the elect. This devil is really looking for those who the Lord has chosen. You know what I'm saying? So, when we come to that time, man, these days are going to fly by. These days are going to be quick. As we already see, the days are, have been quickened. The days are going by fast. They're going by quickly. These things ain't, it was just seemed like it was just a couple of months ago. We were starting 2024. Now we're almost in the beginning of 2025, right? And, we're looking to see what's in store, man. We're looking to see what's in store, right? Lord willing, we're nearing the end, man. Lord willing, we're nearing the end, the complete end of, of this world and in this wicked kingdom, man, So with that, giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahawadash, and until